So today I was learning about how can I get good at basically using coding agents. So while doing that, I came up across one video of context engineering from the channel name IndieDev Dan, and then I saw there is something there are many things that can be done in context engineering. So I started diving into it, and as I did, I figured out few things. Like one of them was first was the Claude.md, this one, right? The Claude.md. So here I realized that Claude.md I don't have to write very big one at the time when I start the coding agent. Whatever agent that we use, for example, let's say I use OpenCode. So in OpenCode I have many different agents. So this build and plan agent are there anyway, but this obedient coder and coding agent and brainstorming agent are the agents that I have created. So for these agents I should not create very large Claude.md files. What I should do instead is that create bare minimum whatever Claude.md or agent.md file and use custom commands with it for priming specifically. Let's say I want the coding agent to do the work in database, so I would prime it with the whatever instructions, workflows, objectives I have for that agent to work in the database. If I have that agent to work in backend in Fast API, I would have different custom command that would train it on how to do that. So instead of just doing 4 different things, I want that agent to be capable of in one big agent.md file. So per agent there will be different custom commands. That's what one thing that comes to my mind. Per agent there will be more than one custom commands for rhyming. That's something that really interested me. Felt like this is what I have to do. One thing I also kind of thought or came in my mind was that in the world YouTube, what you call, there is not enough good structured perfect guidance. What I mean by that is, let's say I want to learn Express.js tomorrow, and let's say I want to learn how to start a web server in Rust. I will find the best engineers teaching on YouTube. Do this, do that, do this, do that. You will be good at that. But in case of agentic AI or coding with AI, there isn't anyone who can just tell me do this, do that, do this, do that, and you will be deterministically best at it. So that's the lack I think there is. And if it has been solved, either the opinion is in courses, paid courses ones, or the opinion is way scattered, because as the field is growing, people are growing. So I will never find a course agentic engineering 150 videos, watch one by one. So I would really have to figure out myself what I have to do at each point. Well, that's the different topic. Then yeah, deterministic learning is what I need. I think that if I stick to a deterministic learning, I would have much better outcome, even if it takes time, and worst case whatever I learn just goes to waste and never is useful, or things like that, or eventually get solved. But I would still stick to deterministic learning as much as I can. Then yeah, custom commands power. That's something I already thought. Then I also had few ideas that I'm going to work tomorrow. I don't want to postpone it. As ideas come, I want to do it. I want to push it to GitHub as soon as possible. So one idea that I had was that I was watching one video from Dev Ebelar on context engineering, and he was talking about RAG. At the time of the video, what I thought was that in coding agents we are doing a lot of things like custom commands, sub agents, skills are there, MCP servers are there, but we don't have anything RAG for it yet. I don't know, there might be some solutions, but that's the idea that came to my mind. So the idea was that, let's say there is one code base I have, and in that code base I am using OpenCode or Claude Code, whatever. Then I obviously have that configuration files, skills returns, custom commands, and lot of things. And just like with AI agents, when RAG came, it improved their accuracy. Why not use the same RAG in coding agents? So let's say I and this whatever coding agent I use, we do have some sessions. Like in first session I tell it to work on database or something. In second session I told it to work on something, and things like that. So what was the idea was that after every session I can tell the coding agent itself to summarize the thing we did in this session, and I'll tell it in this session what you did right and what you didn't do right. And what it will do is that we would create RAG embeddings of it and store it in a vector database. So let's say it tried to work on updating database schema, and two of the schema it did good, two of it didn't. I will tell it what went right, what went wrong. It would obviously create summary and store it to the vector database. And later when we tell it to do something, my OpenCode should do is that it should use RAG, like very good, to figure out just those embeddings that we stored that we need to how to work in that code base. Like this is what kind of interested me, that let's say I tell it to do something on the database layer. It figured out what was the previous session. It found out that it was that he didn't do right, it was this that he did right, what was the goal, and very in-depth things there. Then what it can do is that it will give it like, this is what I did and this is what the human did it like, this is what I did, it was right in this code base. And what interested me was that currently I am only thinking for myself, like I am coding my whole project or things like that. But when I do work on some team, let's say there are 3 people using whatever, who are working on a project. Let's say we use whatever coding agent we want to use, but we do update this vector database. So let's say my one friend worked on something using coding agent, and he very clearly told what you did right, what you did. Then that will be useful for me as well if we are using the same vector database, that we are storing and retrieving these memories, if we want to say them that way. That's what I think, because I have talked with some of the people that are working in the industry, and what they said was that coding agents fail at some hard things like database, query related SQL things that are, let's say, very specific, hard things to do, to engineer even with great context engineering. In that case, if the human can tell this is what you messed up, don't do this, and the coding agent can remember that next time, wouldn't that be great for any of the team member working on that project? So that's what I kind of think, and I think I would build it. I would try to build it and see whether it's even useful or anything like that. So tomorrow is the day I build it. Another thing I think is that when learning with Gen AI and all, it sometimes is just kind of, what you say, tutorial help, because there is no one who knows this is just right, and even if you get an idea, somebody has already implemented it. World is moving at so fast speed. We think that brute forcing our prompt with these coding tools is the best thing to do. I don't know. I think I rather than me trying to learn 100 different concepts, like let's say I learn 100 concepts, I probably will forget all of them by the time I'm working on any project, any new project. I would probably forget most of them. I would probably remember some agents, custom commands, sub agents, da da da. But the concepts are just concepts. Like, if I don't really go and implement them, they are gone, probably. Rather than just 5 concepts, like 5 hands-on concepts seem better to me. So I guess that's what I would try to do more. This idea does seem interesting to me. Let's see what happens. Will it work or not? We'll figure it out.